Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Shout out to the first in the building, WCS on deck. What's good with it, bro? You know, I fucks with you all day. Salute to you being the first in the building. Yes, sir. On deck. What's good with it, Mike? Salute to you. Samuel on deck. Salute to you. What's good? I want to give a shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game. A-side official. Ain't no negotiation. Period. Best believe it. Shout out to Carlos Rosado on deck. WCS salute, hottest chat in the MF and game. Salute, no doubt, man. Salute to you, Carlos. Salute to Arnold Brown on deck. WCS salute to the hottest chat in the MF game. Canelo does not want that smoke from that Omaha monster. Shout out to Sammy on deck. I lost respect years ago. This isn't anything new. So, for those of you that's been tuning in, WCS back with another one. I want to talk about a certain individual that's considered to be the top dog. You know what I'm saying? According to how you look at it. But he's definitely top dog. Super middleweight at the time. And he's been on record. He's been on record as being a bit contradicting. I don't want to call the man a liar. You know what I'm saying? But he's been on record as being a little contradicting when we're talking about big name fights. Now, as you all know, July 29th, for those of you that may not have been covering boxing, it was a monumental event that took place at the T-Mobile Massacre, aka the T-Mobile Arena, aka Las Vegas. And pretty much what happened was one fighter who was slated high on the, popularity rankings. He was supposed to go in there and pretty much have an easy go and destroy sub-name fighter that was currently the WBO welterweight world champion Terrence Bud Crawford. It did not play out that way at all. A lot of people's lives changed. A lot of people's mental state changed. A lot of people's way of living changed. And as much as I tried to do to give back to the community, I contacted all my friends who are philanthropists, and I tried to raise money. I tried to come up with new programs to help out with the well-being of these individuals who absolutely crashed and burned on that fateful night, July 29th. In the process of him doing that, he became the first fighter to become undisputed, the first male fighter to become undisputed in 2 weight divisions. With that said, that provides him with a opportunity to have options. One of those options was facing Errol Spence in a rematch, which Crawford made it perfectly clear that he has no problem facing him in a rematch. He wanted to fight at 47. And Errol Spence, was still talking about the concessions that he gave Crawford earlier, and he wanted to fight at 154. As WCS was on record, I say, hey, they already fought at 54 and 60. If anything, the rematch, if it's going to be in any weight class, should be 60 or 68. I put that out there. I said he should fight at 60. I said Crawford should fight at 60 a long time ago. If he planned on going up to 68, have the rematch with Spence at 160. But nah, nobody wanted to freaking tag along with it. You know what I'm saying? I heard people out here, regurgitate my information. It's all good, man. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's just all good. I want to compliment, but I don't want to take it as a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they should fight at 160. You know what I'm saying? And then I said Canelo can get a gauge on how they look for 168. But Canelo has given us the Jermell Charlo vibes. Yes. Though I was on here several times criticizing Jermell Charlo for showing his inept ability to accept challenges. Yes, Jermell Charlo was showing me that he is the next casting of the Wizard of Oz, aka Black people, the Wiz. He was telling me that he was absolutely a shoe-in for the Cowardly Lion. You know what I'm saying? He would not accept Crawford's challenge at all, people. And then I start to hear another boxer that Crawford was calling out that refused to acknowledge and accept the challenge. And that guy being Canelo Alvarez. I want you to listen to a piece of audio. Shout out to Don Vaughn in the building. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. I appreciate you pulling up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to share screen right quick so you can let me take that down right quick. Let me share screen. I want you to listen to this audio of Canelo Alvarez talking on Fight Hub TV. Fight Hub TV. This is their interview. This is their audio. Listen to what he says.
Let me ask you this too, Canelo. I spoke to Errol Spence last week and even prior, and he's serious about wanting a fight with you. And he feels Canelo versus Spence, 120,000 people in AT&T Stadium. Is that a fight that you're interested in, that you want to pursue, and do you think that can happen?
No, pues obviamente es una pelea interesante. Errol Spence es un gran peleador. Obviamente si quiere subir de peso, pues, ¿por qué no? Se podría hacer esa pelea. Si se siente muy seguro de eso, pues, podría pasar. Es una pelea grande.
Well, obviously, it's a very interesting fight. If Errol Spence is a great fighter, and obviously if he wants to go up in weight, then that would be a big fight.
So it couldn't happen at 160. You can't. That's not a fight that you think would be big enough for you to be able to move down to 160. It would have to be at 168.
No, en peso medio todavía podemos hacerlo y claro que sí, podríamos pelear en la 160.
Middleweight, yeah, that's something that we can still do. So yes, we could go down to 160.
Tolerance. Oh man, was that you, Canelo, that said that? Let me play it one more time.
Let me ask you this too, Canelo.
Todavía podemos hacerlo y no, en peso
to be able to move down to 160.
It'd be a big fight.
So it couldn't happen at 160. You can't. That's not a fight that you think would be big enough for you to be able to move down to 160. It would have to be at 168.
No, en peso medio todavía podemos hacerlo y claro que sí, podríamos pelear en la 160.
Middleweight, yeah, that's something that we can still do. So yes, we could go down to 160.
Those of you that's listening, don't you feel smitten by Canelo wanting to fight Errol Spence at 160? Don't you just feel like you have been embraced by the dark side once again? You know what I'm saying? The lies and deceit. So he say he's willing to face Errol Spence at 160, but for Crawford, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. He's too small. It makes no sense. He won't get credit. Come on, Canelo. I know you're a boxer. I don't want to say, damn, have you, had some sparring sessions where y'all didn't check the gloves of your the fighter that you was in the ring with? They might have had some rocks in that motherfucker, some grass knuckles or something like that, some egg weights. Bro, you said you'll fight Errol Spence at 160, but yet all we hear is resistance with Crawford. It just seems like now you're falling along the PBC game plan. You know what I'm saying? They're giving you the check, right? They're giving you the check, so you willing to follow anything they want you to do. If they want you to blackball Crawford and not take that fight at 168, then you willing to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. You willing to conform to what PBC is doing for you. You don't want to bite the hand that feed you. So you want to come out your mouth with something that's just absolutely stupid and say he's too small, but yet you wouldn't even drop outside of 168 to 160 to fight Errol Spence. Do you still have that on the calendar after that T-Mobile massacre? I'm just curious, Canelo. Is that one of the crescendos that you would like to place on your calendar? Do you want to strike that date out for a future 2024 fight? Maybe Cinco de Mayo. You still want to fight freaking Errol Spence on that day? You should be able to sell about 100 to 130K. You know what I'm saying? Pay-per-view on that fight. You should be able to do pretty good. Real talk. I'm just trying to get a whiff of how bad it stank when fighters get up here and just stank up the place. You know what I'm saying? Canelo, you stinking up the place with this bullshit, man. You have proven time and time again that you can accept challenges that's much bigger than the physical appearance of these fighters. You have, man. You have shown us that. You have shown us that point blank, period. But did you forget? And man, shout out to Crawford for archiving this ancient fossil. You know what I'm saying? For going all the way back, you know what I'm saying? Into the cement slabs of social media, into the freaking data archives, getting a research team to help you go on a walk with headlamps. You know what I'm saying? Hound dogs. You know what I'm saying? Carrier pigeons. Shout out to them for finding this archive to prove a point. I like it, man. I like the treasure hunt. I like the treasure hunt to a point where you go look for something that's absolutely beneficial to you. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to be great. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be great. You go back in the archives, people up here telling you, hey, Canelo said this back in the day. He'll say, he said he'll fight Spence. He said he'll fight Spence at 160. Oh, I got to get that. I got to get that. Now that video is making its rounds even more than it did before. The video is making its rounds because it's relevant. It's a lot of people that want to see Crawford Canelo. They don't want to see Crawford in any other Charlo. I know Low rhymes with Canelo and Charlo, but no, we don't want to see Charlo. We would rather see a Canelo, and we definitely don't want to see that Spence. You know what I'm saying? But we might have to see that in a rematch. You know what I'm saying? He's overseas, like I said. You know what I'm saying? He's getting that work. And truth be told, I'm just wondering what I can do to help out when it comes to Canelo. Canelo, how can I get you to come back, you know what I'm saying, and be the Canelo that's willing to accept this challenge? You know what I'm saying? How can I get you to return back to Canelo, who was stepping up in weight classes, going in here, taking the fights? How can I get the Gennady Golovkin 1 and 2 Canelo? You know what I'm saying? Canelo that was letting people know. How can we get the Canelo and Caleb Plant Canelo? You know what I'm saying? The face-off I'm talking about. The face-off. How can we get that? We don't want the Avni Yildirim Canelo. No, no, no. We don't want that. We don't want the Rocky Fielding Canelo, because that wasn't a match. We want you to be able to stand up and say, I respect the fact that Crawford's calling me out. He is deserving of a shot. I did say I would consider facing Crawford before I changed my mind and went to the Canelo Cinnamon Stop Ducking Studios. And they was able to give me some therapy and treatment there. So something may change in the upcoming days, y'all. Something may change, because I'm not feeling this, video that's circulating right now. And I knew he had mentioned it, but it wasn't on my mind. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't on my mind. But I remember when Errol Spence was calling out Canelo all the freaking time. The two Charlos and a Spence, I called them. The two Charlos and a Spence was calling out Canelo, calling him out over and over again. And they really weren't concerned about freaking Crawford, because they wanted to go for the bag. Yeah, they wanted to go for the bag. And unfortunately, Canelo had bigger fights to attend to. You know what I'm saying? He went on undisputed run. Even though PBC had already lined them up, you know what I'm saying, put on a nice little lamb fur, and they had them boys ready to be sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? Maul was up first, like he was 2022 when the list came out. Maul, you're up. Good luck. He couldn't do it, so hey, Mel, you're up. You go up there, boom, that's one out. That's one gone. We don't know who's the next. That's one gone. We don't know who's the next one, but that one hurry up and got up out of there. You know what I'm saying? I seen where Spence gave him a phone call. You know what I'm saying? And said, I'm proud of you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't have called up any cats that I know, I consider, and I would say I'm proud of you for going in there running the way you did. Come on, man. Come on, Spence. This dude didn't even put in the effort that you put in with Crawford. You fought through adversity as much as you possibly can until the referee said no. This man didn't want to visit adversity there, Jamel Charlo. He didn't want to go there, man. He said, no, man, you know how much I'm getting paid? I'm not about to take damage in this fight, man. God damn. I'm not trying to go through that type of affliction. The severity of punishment is absolutely crucial. I don't want Canelo beating me up. We still got people in Texas mad at the way Spence went out. How in the hell are you going to think I'm going to go in there and get chewed the fuck up? Have him chewing up my face. You know what I'm saying? Look like I goddamn went to sleep and some bad shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Some bad shit happened. I forgot it was goddamn coyotes and wolves out there. And they happen to be hungry and shit. I forgot to zip up the tent. I don't know. I mean, Jamel Charlo did not want to get chewed up. Period. Let me get to this freaking chat, man. I would be surprised if Canelo, I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo fights Errol. He probably, if the plans put it past PBC. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. What's good? That was according to the boxing drop. The snippet was Crawford reposted it. Yeah, I seen that. What's good, broski? The casual fans and the reason Canelo fight these garbage fights, he's not been held accountable. Well, the casual fans seem to support everything Canelo do. Canelo may have a complexion for the protection, for real. But I got respect for what Canelo's been doing. I ain't gonna lie. I do. I got respect for what he does. But I just can't respect everything he does. I know he's in a position where he feels that he can just lie to the people. They paying him all this money, man. It comes a point in time when you separate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, honor doesn't come first. Morals doesn't come first. Principles doesn't come first. It's just all about, you know, when you earn a position like Canelo has earned, getting all this money, all three of those don't come first in certain decisions that you make when you choose to lie to the people. He feels he can fight whoever he feel like, and he gonna get paid the money regardless. He got paid $50 million supposedly for Jermell Charlo. What do you think he's gonna get for Crawford? Crawford is a bigger name than Jermell Charlo. I remember Canelo saying that if the money's right, he may potentially consider it. But I didn't hear you when you was talking about freaking Errol Spence. You didn't say if the money's right with Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? You just say, hey, you know, there's a possibility that, you know, I fight on 160. That's still on the table. So you can drop down to 160. You can drop down to 160 and fight Errol Spence. Well, the good thing about that, as I'm speaking to you all now, I know that shit ain't gonna happen no time soon. I know that ain't gonna happen. But what I am the bit, what does concern me a bit, right, is if Canelo Alvarez would do the right thing. When we talking about the best fighters fighting the best fighters, will Canelo provide Crawford with the opportunity to grace the square with him is my question. You know, because he can fight anybody he wants. I get it, Canelo. You know, you earned it. You getting paid this crazy amount of money. It's heavy. The bags are so heavy. You know what I'm saying? You have generational wealth and beyond, bro. Your kids will never have to want for nothing. You have did what you're supposed to do. You have the Mexican people behind you. I cannot commend you enough. But where it gets a little funky and foggy, you know what I'm saying? Where it gets a little funky and foggy is when you say that Crawford's too small, but yet you'll drop down to fight Errol 160. So Crawford wants to fight you at 68 in your weight class, but you say he's too small. But yet Errol Spence has mentioned that Errol Spence was on in your conversation saying you'll fight him at 160. And Errol Spence himself has been on record as mentioning 160. I don't think it's within reason, you know what I'm saying, to be so comfortable with being a, you know, Duck Masters Coalition prospect right now. I don't think it's logical. You know what I'm saying? I hope you went to the Stop Ducking studio and your people was able to talk to you and tell you how lucrative a fight would be with Crawford. Knowing that Crawford's gonna talk his shit. He ain't gonna be all humble and subservient like Jermell Charlo. You know, Crawford's made money too, so he's not gonna come in there and kiss your ass. He's not gonna stand there and wait for you to tell them to turn to the front. You know, Crawford's gonna give you what you want. You know, just don't push him like you know what I'm saying. I don't think Crawford's gonna return the favor. You know, like Jose Benavidez pushed him. You know what I'm saying? He pushed him, but he had good defense in return. You know what I'm saying? Hank Lundy got a little action. You know what I'm saying? Hank Lundy got a little action. But I'm just saying, now that we know you understand clear English and you know what motherfucker is, Crawford the type of person, in my opinion, that'll call you a motherfucker just to see if you got the cojones to goddamn push him. Seriously, real talk there, Canelo. You know, because black people don't forget shit. I swear to God, you know, we one of those group of people that hold grudges like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad, but goddamn it, listen, you know, knowing the fact that you was up there faking like you didn't know what motherfucker was, and the fact that you pushed Caleb and then it caused, you know, y'all to take a couple of swings at one another. Somebody like Crawford will definitely come up there and test your bucket. You know what I'm saying? He gonna test your spit bucket before the fight even happened. He's gonna test that motherfucker. You definitely not gonna do that shit to him. You definitely, before you know it, he might be behind you in the body lock, suplexing you on your head there, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it if I were you. Real talk. I just think it'll be all bad. But staying on topic, I just want the needle point to play this. Crawford versus Canelo. Just let that record spin for a little bit, y'all. Just let this. Let's just let that record spin. Let me go ahead and find some soft, you know what I'm saying, some calming music as we think about lining this fight up. You know what I'm saying? We got to get this fight lined up. We don't have much of a selection, y'all. We don't have much of a selection. We have people talking about the same thing over and over again, man. People get tired of hearing about the same thing. I can talk about Crawford, but I don't talk about the same freaking index to chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. I might come here and start with chapter 30. I might break it down and start at chapter 11. It all depends on how I feel, dog. I might go to some sections that I bookmark. You know what I'm saying? I might goddamn fuck around and talk about that shit. But what I would like to happen is for history to be made. I would like to see Crawford in there, and I would like to see what challenge both fighters can pull for one another. What areas, you know what I'm saying? I want to see, can either fighter force the other one into dark spaces they ain't never been in the ring? Can you force them into a vortex of energy that they know they have? They understand that threshold is there, but they haven't been anybody to force them into that area. You know what I'm saying? Where they have to access those weapons that people may not have seen. And that's pretty much the big talk of Crawford. The big talk of Crawford is that he has weapons that's been unused. Why would we want him to retire without using those weapons? That's why I want this Canelo fight. I think Canelo is the only one that can force those, what I wouldn't say force, that can basically engage Crawford enough for him to use some of those weapons that has never been, used before on camera at all. We want to see. We want to see the pressure that Canelo is giving Mel Charlo. We want to see how Crawford handled that. Being there, how accurate he was when Spence was in there with him. We want to see all that shit, y'all. I want to see a memorable fracas. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a beautiful challenge of individuals that are both on the pound for pound list again. Crawford challenging himself, moving up several weight divisions to fight Canelo. Canelo, you need to make this fight. Real talk. You need to make this fight. Seriously. The casual fans is the reason Canelo fight. These garbage fights be not held accountable. Andrew on deck, I see you. What's good? I believe Canelo should fight Bud at 160. I believe Canelo should fight Bud at 160. Bud going up to 168 is not smart. Real talk. That would be historic. Some legendary stuff for the record books. If it happens at 160, I see Bud stopping him. I absolutely, completely disagree with you, Samuel. I disagree. What is he to gain fighting Canelo at 160? Does he get the belts? Crawford's trying to be 3 division undisputed. Why would he fight Canelo at 160? Why? Just for the name? He pretty much understands he can get the name by fighting him at 68. He want to fight that man for the undisputed titles at 68, bro. How's it not smart? How's it not smart? How many fighters have moved up several weight divisions? How many fighters have moved up and challenged fighters? What about Jess Ban Rodriguez? That's Samuel. Did you say that Jess Ban Rodriguez, it wasn't smart for him to move up 2 weight divisions? He did it, won a title, defended the title, and then dropped back down to the division below. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, man. Why y'all continue to say that it's not smart for Crawford when pretty much him and Spence fought probably low 60s when they was in the ring. July 29th. Shout out to AU, man. Shout out W says, do you think it's smart for Bud to fight Canelo at the weight? What do you think the outcome would be? Now, I'm just trying to understand the smart. Do you think it's smart? What do you mean? So when you take risks sometime, I'm just basing off my mentality, right? I don't look at things as being smart when you're taking risk. Risk is demanding you of your physical limitations. It want to take you all the way your physical limitations. You know what I'm saying? It want to exhaust all your mental capacity when it comes to intestinal fortitude and courage. That's what the whole risk taking thing is about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's some process in there. But when you say smart, the man is 36 years old. So he's undefeated at 36. So all of a sudden he should start tiptoeing in his career. So pretty much if we're talking about Bud Crawford getting average, I'm talking about average recognition for what he's been able to accomplish right now. Average, right? You don't think he should change it up? You don't think he should change it up? Real talk. At 36, he should just tiptoe out into retirement and not challenge himself anymore. This man is trying to be greater. So being he's trying to be greater, it comes with risk. Sometimes you can't think about risk when you already know where your whole entire mindset is at. I know where my mindset is at. I know how sharp I am. I know what my level of being fearless is all about. I have faith in myself. You know what I'm saying? Crawford, I can't speak for the man. But I'm saying when you're going into a situation, you can't sit there and just overthink it. You have to go into the situation knowing what your threshold is on both sides of the house, physical and mental. Long as you have them in order and you understand that's enough for you to go ahead and challenge yourself with Canelo Alvarez, you got to do it. You got to do it, bro. If you want something to change, you got to face it. And we already know not everything faced can be changed. But goddamn it, you got to step up there and see which one works. You got to see which one works, man. Canelo size would be no issue for Bud. He cut from a different cloth. Hold on for a second, y'all. Okay, we back. Canelo wanted to be low risk, high reward. fights will, with every advantage going into his fight, I actually think it's smart Canelo stays away from Bud. He knows that ain't none of these other dudes. So I respect that 100%. Not the fact that you are somewhat in agreement, but you have the understanding and intellect to break it down. You're saying Canelo wants low risk, high reward. I agree. I totally agree he wants that. You know what I'm saying? He has been in a situation where he has selected that option. Absolutely. He has selected that option. And he has done well with that option because he got paid regardless. But now we're talking about him, you know, facing an older fighter. I would feel some type of way if he said, "Oh, he's too old for me." But Bud is freaking older than Canelo. Bud is older than Canelo. What can the excuse be, brother? You have all the experience in the world. You have the accolades. You are a shoo-in for first ballot Hall of Famer. No ifs, fans. I bet they're gonna have the biggest Mexican parade, bro. That shit gonna be off the chain. That shit gonna be off the chain, man. No one in the sport preparation matches Bud. His team been studying Canelo. He understands the art of war. Talk to him, y'all. Talk to him, man. You know what I'm saying? They understand the art of war. The art of war requires film study. Art of war requires what's that? The art of war requires, you know, building up a curriculum. You know what I'm saying? Off the film study, you're building up a curriculum. And then you want to implement that curriculum in training camp and make sure that your fighter understands all the lessons that you're showing them. I mean, that's how greatness comes to the surface and people be able to see it play out in a fight of this magnitude, man. Crawford can go in there and really solidify himself in handing Canelo another loss. I told people that Jermell Charlo won't be the one who hand Canelo his third loss. I told people that he wouldn't be the one to do it, but I believe Bud can. Real talk. Hashtag free Bomac, no doubt. He definitely be in court tomorrow. Free Bomac. Free Bomac. I can only imagine how long this month has been for you, man. Whoo! I can only imagine being over there. And you didn't pack for that either? Shit. I find it funny how small thinking minds put their limitations on what they can think Bud can accomplish. He didn't get this far thinking small. Well said. Well said. And this is where I'm at when people say it's not smart. You have to learn how to take risk at some point in your life. If you're in a field where you have to challenge yourself or challenge others, and it's going to require you to challenge yourself to challenge others, then you got to take that step one time or another. If you always that person is like, oh well, I think that's too much that's too deleterious for me. I need something that's a bit innocuous. I like just, you know, the Sung Freud carefree type of deal. I don't want anything too aggressive and this, that, and the other. I'm like, it's people that don't think like you. You're 36 years old. This is the opportune time. Look at B-Hop. Did B-Hop have the mindset it's not smart for me to fight at this age for a title? Did George Foreman second guess himself with Michael Moore? Oh, it's not smart. I'm just not going to do it. I can just sit here and I'm enjoying, you know, the proceeds and everything that potentially I'm getting off George Foreman grill in the future and all this other stuff. No, he came back in there after been out the sport for a freaking decade, came back, had a fight or whatever, and went in there at 45 and knocked out Michael Moore. Did he say, oh, well, it's not smart of me to do this. Now, I can commend you if you say it's not smart of me to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. We're talking about something that's beneficial to you, not something that you about to do that's stupid. Don Vaughn, what's good? I see you. Shout out to True Media today. You would say True Media Boxing Radio. Okay, True Media Boxing Radio. Salute to you. I think that's Coach. I'm not sure. You know, IPB stealing people freaking logos and stuff. Let me check something out right quick. Okay. What's good with it, Coach? I was just checking out, see if that was your channel or not. What's going on, Christopher? Shout out Mr. Golden, the OG on deck. I don't know why some of these Bud haters think Bud is shitting about fighting Canelo and that he doesn't stand a chance. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's not for me to figure out. I'm not getting paid to collectively itemize the thought process of these YTC channels and the way they think, and the listeners that frequent these freaking YouTube streets all the time. That's not for me to do. It's not for me to do, bro. That's too much. That's too much work. It's too much work, Mr. Golden. But the definition of stay ready. Canelo might be too. I don't know. I don't follow Canelo. I would give Canelo that same tag. If Canelo ain't staying ready, he definitely know how to get ready. And I'm saying, if Canelo ain't ready in between fights, and it's a little bit difficult for him to get out with them silk sheets and silk pajamas and seem like he's just sleeping on freshly woven, freaking sheets, homemade. He got freaking a goddamn a battalion of freaking silkworms up in there making his sheets right on the spot. God damn it, selling them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? He got a whole silkworm battalion up in that. That's Canelo Alvarez, bitch. You know what I'm saying? MD, what's good with it, bro? Not only Crawford haters, there's a few channels that rock with Bud that think it's a bad idea. They don't have confidence, man. I never, the fighters I support heavy you'll notice is the ones that take risks. Believe me, those are the ones that take risks. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones I support. I don't really rock with a fighter who's saying, "Oh, I don't know if I want to do that or not. I don't want to do that." I never gravitated to that. Even when I was out there running them bikes, man, I just never gravitated. Like I said, I rode by myself and all. It's just certain things that I was willing to go teach myself, like riding at nighttime, riding curves at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but shit used to slow down for me at nighttime riding those curves. Some of the best times in my life, learning how to ride them ups, because when the lights are on, I'm gone. Hey, when the lights are on, I'm gone. Them cats was up there like, God damn, dude. I think you're the first brother I ever seen knee dragging and shit. What's that about? How did that come about? How do you do that? Can you teach me? No, I can't teach you, because when you lay that shit down, you're not blaming me for nothing. I like fighters with that dog mentality, but more so they got the heart to back it up. It's a lot of cats got the dog in them, but do they have the heart to just say, okay, I want to challenge myself in this right here. I want to challenge myself in that. Not everyone want to do it, bro. Bomac coming home, he did his 90 days or whatever they do. How did he do 90 days though? How did he do 90 days there, Andrew? He ain't been on there no 90 days, bro. He did 90 days? How did he do 90 days, bro? We are going to be ones who force. We are going to be the ones who force Canelo into a Bud fight. Yes, sir. We got to do our homework. We have to put forth that effort behind the scene. Absolutely. George Foreman late run in heavyweight title is one of the greatest and most underrated achievements in the sport. Absolutely, I agree, bro. I agree. Real talk. I agree. Everything. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, for sure. For sure. That's what's up, coach. That's what's up. That's what's up. Salute to that. I feel you, WCS. If the man has confidence in himself, I'm respected and supported. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I remember my drill instructor reprimanded me in boot camp when we went to the rappel tower, and they called themselves making me go last because, you know, I was a little bit outspoken, you know, to some of the, you know, certain things that went on with the drill instructors, you know, the way they were trying to treat me. You know, first of all, putting hands on the nigga and goddamn using the N-word, but, you know, they called themselves saving me for last. I still remember this day when they told me, it's only you standing up here. I don't know if your rope gonna work. You know what I'm saying? But you free to go. And I ran, I sprinted out that motherfucker. I flattened out in that joint. Put my brake out. They let me drop. And then the guy pulled my brake, you know, so I can slow down. And they took me right over to the dirt. You don't do that. You could have killed yourself. I say, hey, y'all kept me up there for the last one. I ran off that shit. That damn rappel tower was high as hell. But my level is that I was seated in. Everything was where it's supposed to be, and I knew what my brake was. They had already checked it. All the other hats that was up there, you know, they checked everything. See, it was safety. And the drill instructor was acting like, you know, hey, I kept you up here to the last, and you're free to go. Like I was gonna tiptoe over. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, they got a thing down there, right? That when it comes to swimming, you know, the black recruits, they all on the sideline because they got to get extra help. And this is no lie. I got pictures, man, that I took of all these black recruits on the side of the pool, unwilling to take risks because that risk included in them dying. They thought they was going to die. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a pool that's at least 15 feet deep, right? So when it came for black recruits to jump off the diving board, they wasn't having it, dog. They was like, I mean, they was petrified. Here I am, my black ass in the, I already completed the shallow part, which was about 6 feet. I completed that swimming and backstroking and carrying your rifle and all this other shit. Now it's time to go over to the deep, where you have to jump off the diving board and then you have to do certain things to get back to the wall, whatever, right? So I'm up there swimming, and the only thing I did growing up was jumping in lakes and freaking community pools. But it's a lot of, I mean, that black thing, it's just, it's only because those black kids didn't go and jump in the motherfucking lake, jump in the motherfucking swimming pool. We can swim, goddammit. It's just they don't choose to swim. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. They say blacks are scared of height. You know what I'm saying? They scared of water. They scared of height. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they kept me up there. They say, oh, you can go where you want. I say, hell, okay, cool. Ran my black ass and jumped off and flattened it. Boom. They yanked that goddamn brake on my ass. Eased me down. Get in the dirt. Get in the dirt, white. Get in the dirt. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Side shoulder hops, side, push ups. Running place. Running place, goddammit. What the hell you think you are? You don't make the rules around here. I can guarantee you if Canelo and Bud ever fight, Canelo ain't showing up in those silk pajamas to the weigh-in. Hey, talk to her, Carlos. Hey, what you try to say? He ain't gonna feel comfortable enough about sliding on that motherfucker. If Crawford get up on it, you know what I'm saying? He think he gonna push Crawford. Crawford get underneath him. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to be sliding off stage and that shit. I think Canelo will wear him. I don't know. You might be on to something, Carlos. Why? Because he know he was coming in there with some energy for Caleb. He wore a short sleeve polo shirt, some slacks, and some shoes. He knew Caleb Plant one that got caught slipping. He came in a freaking tailored suit, a custom suit. You could tell that shit was form fitting. You know what I'm saying? That's why he couldn't really extend that left hand when he threw it. That's why Canelo was able to freaking, touch him up with a 1-2. Because that custom ass suit, Caleb was all slow. But with Bud, man, goddamn Canelo Alvarez might walk in there with some Timbs on. Goddamn, Canelo might walk in there with some goddamn black Air Forces, man. Some black AFs on, man. You know what I'm saying? Some cargo pants, man. In case he out to goddamn locate a weapon, goddamn it. He might come there with some black cargo pants, man. He might come in there with a vest on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's gonna come in there fully accessible if he fight Bud Crawford. But back to the game, though. The biggest question is, when is some of these fans are going to start holding Canelo accountable? You got more people sitting up here telling Bud once again what he shouldn't be doing instead of saying, hey, why don't you do it? That's when you tell when you got some legitimate haters. They'll sit up there and start off with what somebody shouldn't be doing all the time. No, I don't think you should be doing that. Straight rejection, y'all. I don't think you should be doing that right there. I don't think you should be doing that. Well, what do you think I should do? I don't think you should be doing that. I said what I should do. I think you should just leave that alone and just goddamn close out your career, fighting people at your weight class. No, don't do that Canelo shit now. No, you gotta leave them be, man. There's more people in this YTC community that will sit up there and just tell you everything. Well, Canelo, he can do this. Well, Canelo can do that. Canelo has earned. He deserved. I agree. He has. But with that said, you can also suggest something that he can do to further enhance his legacy. What about Crawford? No, Crawford. No. Why not? Too small. You know what I'm saying? They'll come up with everything too small. It's not even beneficial for Canelo to fight him. He hurt him. He won't gain. You heard Canelo. He won't gain that from fighting Crawford. They'll just come up with all the shit, man. Like they really not hardcore boxing fans. If you're a hardcore boxing fans and support the fighters that challenge themselves, well, when it comes to Canelo, he's challenged himself and he's performed well in those challenges. So why not allow somebody to basically emulate what Canelo has already done? Bud has challenged himself. I mean, I know it didn't look like a challenge to much, but he challenged himself. He hopped in there with Spence for 12 rounds. It didn't go past 9, but he did it. He accepted the challenge. He signed on. He wasn't out here making excuses. When the fight was about to be made, I can't do that. That fight passed me by, man. That shit gone. I'm done. I'm over. If he would have kept, he would have just stuck to that right there and say, I'm done talking about it. People just talk this fight into the ground. I'm gonna leave it buried. Fuck it. I'm done. They talked it, man. They talked into a eulogy. No, he went in there, negotiated very well, showed up to fight, and he dominated. And Spence was on the pound for pound list. So who's to say? Why don't we just start picking up the urgency to speak on this fight between Canelo and Crawford? Canelo. Why not? I think it's very, very good. I think it's a solid matchup. I think that's what we should do, man. Dan Tan on deck. What's good? Miguel on deck. I see you. Smart Warren on deck. Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute WCS Certified. Stamp the like button and support the grind. And big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game, A-Side official. Cooking with Surf Senior on deck. What's good? Bud and Caleb and Charlo. Talk to him, Surf Senior. That's all I'm saying. Talk to him, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like Carlos said, I know Canelo is not wearing those silk PJs when he lined up with Crawford. He's not wearing it. He's not doing it, bro. Eddie Renault say, hey, Canelo? No, Dolce, no Dolce, no, leave them cargo pants, black boots, you know, street fighting attire. Yeah, that's what we need. Oh, you going that Omaha guy? He's not well. He's not well at all. He's not well. You want me to show you? He's not well at all. You know, don't go dressed all casual. You know, because I hate for Canelo to be sliding all over that stage, man. You know what I'm saying? PJs coming all off him and shit. I don't want that. I want that man to have sturdy footing. Because I'd be damn if Bud gonna take a goddamn push or a goddamn slap like that, and there won't be no retaliation. Please stop it, man. Stop it. Bud is a high risk reward for Canelo. A high risk, high reward for Canelo. They both can retire now, but why not give the fans what we want and drive into the sunset? 160 Canelo and Crawford for boxing supremacy. I see Samuel. I see it's been people in the chat that just want to repeat the same thing. Cool. You just want to repeat the same thing. I guess it's getting close to the holiday season, and some of you are bored. Samad, I read that Golden. Salute to you, Miguel. Canelo want to fight Spence, but Bud no. He said he'll fight the man at 160. He's on record as saying that. You know what I'm saying? He'll fight him at 160. For those of you that wasn't able to hear that, let me play it again.
Let me ask you this too, Canelo. I spoke to Errol Spence last week and even prior, and he's serious about wanting a fight with you. And he feels Canelo versus Spence, 120,000 people in AT&T Stadium. Is that a fight that you're interested in, that you want to pursue, and do you think that can happen?
No, pues obviamente es una pelea interesante. Errol Spence es un gran peleador. Obviamente si quiere subir de peso, pues, ¿por qué no? Se podría hacer esa pelea. Si se siente muy seguro de eso, pues podría pasar. Es una pelea grande.
Well, obviously, it's a very interesting fight. If Errol Spence is a great fighter, and obviously if he wants to go up in weight, then that would be a big fight.
So it couldn't happen at 160. You can't. That's not a fight that you think would be big enough for you to be able to move down to 160. It would have to be at 168.
No, en peso medio todavía podemos hacerlo y claro que sí, podríamos pelear en la 160.
Middleweight, yeah, that's something that we can still do. So yes, we could go down to 160.
Well, no hesitation in Canelo's voice, nor the dragoman that was there, the interpreter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course. We can go down to 160. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, we can go down to 160. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They didn't say that we had to have special permission. You know what I'm saying? Special concessions. They was all for it. Yeah, sure, we can go to 160. Spence, no Crawford, right? See. Spence. Spence. Crawford? No. Okay. Canelo realized that he's going to have to train his hardest he had in years to prep for Bud. I don't know. Canelo may not think that way. Canelo may not think that way, that Carlos. The reason being is that, okay, he has Eddie Reynoso, though. I can't even use that analogy. I'm gonna stay away from that analogy. You know what I'm saying? Canelo may feel that, like he said, nobody beats this Canelo. He may feel that he's far above Crawford. He may understand the risk and challenges that's going to be presented to him during the fight. He knows Crawford is a dangerous fight, man. He knows Crawford is a dangerous fight. When him and Reynoso look at that film, I'm not saying it's nothing that they can pick out that Crawford's doing wrong. No, we're talking about Eddie Reynoso. We're talking about Canelo Alvarez. Both of them are going to study and study and study, just like Bomac. They're going to come in there with a plan. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be all about film study. Who has the better strategy? Who has the better plan B? Who has the better plan C? Who's more durable? Who can be resilient? Who's the greatest? Who's the greatest, goddammit? Who's the greatest? Then Canelo say that at Breakfast Club, if Bud moves to 168, he would welcome that. He did. Him and Charlo was on some bullshit because Mel Charlo came in that press conference talking all that shit. Oh, well, yeah, I want to fight Crawford. I'm gonna give the fans what they want. And by the time he got to the 2 interviews after that, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not Crawford out. Well, he needs to worry about, Errol Spence. He got 147. The same shit he was saying before he fought Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? The same shit he said before he fought Errol Spence. And then he goes in there and beat him. He's still talking the same shit. Whereas Canelo, he's been back and forth. You know what I'm saying? He's been playing tennis with his emotions. Just goddamn, don't serve. Don't serve. Just say, okay, I got it. Don't keep serving it up, man. And I'm thinking, okay, I want to volley a little bit, get my coordination down. No, do it like you do in golf. Take out the drive that motherfucker and say, okay, that's what I want to do. Period. That's what you do. Shout out to Bud Crawford beats no credit Canelo Alvarez. Salute to you, brother. WCS Cinnamon don't like to fight someone with a higher IQ. If that is indeed the case, man, I would definitely want to see Bud get the opportunity. Because to me, I think, Team Canelo and Eddie Reynoso, I think he has a high ring IQ, right? And his high ring IQ matching Bud and Bomax and a ring IQ. That's setting for a grand fight, man. Putting both of those team IQ together. No one's gonna sit up here like me and say, okay, he don't have zero chance of winning. No, you got two teams with high IQs, high intelligence, much experience in the boxing game that can come in here and come up with a plan, a whole plan. I'm talking about plan that have micro plans, plan A, B, and C, the entire plan that has freaking chapters to it, that has, okay, this is plan A, B, C, D, and this is what we're gonna do. Have a legitimate plan with options. That's what I want to say. Have a legitimate plan with options, not a plan, and that plan is the only option that you have. Hell no. We've seen how that played out with Team Spence. Yeah, shout out to Prince, man. Make sure y'all go check out Prince, man. Go make sure you tune in his channel, man. Sub to his channel. Good guy, man. I don't know what the fuck, that dude was on. I don't know, man. I don't know, god damn it. Shit. That was a nightmare right there for a lot of people. Shit. Canelo can't keep up with Bud work rate. Those single punches won't cut it. He said nobody beats this Canelo, the one that fought Jermell Charlo. I wonder would he throw less punches like that to Terrence Crawford? You know what I'm saying? That fight was fixed. I'm gonna say it. That fight was fixed. Period. I'm gonna just say it. Canelo was loading up on some punches that was conduct unbecoming of him. Period. He's too well skilled to be throwing punches up top the way he was doing and standing there while Jermell Charlo rotate out like, oh, I'm gonna play along with this. I already know I can stop him whenever I feel like it. I'm good. Now I'm just going to load up and go to the body the same. Let me go to the right side of Jermell Charlo's body with the hook. Let me go ahead. Let me become Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Canelo became Ryan Garcia. Kept on loading up on the left hand. 47 was good. Canelo fans done everything they can to block the fight. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We got to just keep on talking about it. Put it out there, for the masses. Keep on spreading the word. That's what we got to do, man. Crawford, one of them fighters where film study doesn't work because you can't quantify this style. Talk to him, Don Vaughn. Talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Talk to them, man. He said film study does not work because you can't quantify his style. God damn, don't come over here talking all goddamn snazzy and shit, man. Stop coming in here with that uppity vocab. You know what I'm saying? Quantify. Make me want to put on a bow tie and a tuck. Stop. I demand that you speak slang. Okay? AKA Ebonics. Don't come over here with $8, $12 words, man. Speak Ebonics. Okay? That is the only language that is dedicated and therefore in lesson plans, okay, for the Black nation. Ebonics. That okay beat Bud, and he knows it. Is that what I think? I could be wrong, but Canelo sounds like he don't want that confrontation. I agree, man. I agree that he really has to think about that confrontation. Seriously. He has to process whether he wants that confrontation, if it's beneficial for him in his career. He has to think about that. Real talk. I agree. He has to truly think if he wants that confrontation or not. You know what I'm saying? I like that, man. Theoretical terms. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Does he want the confrontation or doesn't he? Does he or doesn't? I want to know. They say Bud fought nobody. Now Bud trying to fight the biggest somebody in the game, and now they don't want to see it. See, y'all on fire, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all on fire. I can't even fade. I can't hold you on that, man. Y'all on fire. They say his resume was shit. He ain't fought nobody. He beat Spence up. They say it was the wrong Spence. Nobody wants to see the rematch. But now he's challenging Canelo. No. Hold up. He challenged Mel Charlo. They say, oh, we don't care if that really happened. Nobody's looking for Jermell. What about Canelo? Oh, no way. No mas. No say, senor. No say, no. You want the man to challenge himself. You say his resume is mediocre. You know what I'm saying? You have this high level of criticism for his resume. Jamar said, Canelo's another British Prescott for Bud. Just stay on the outside with the sweet signs. Easy W. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Canelo would just stay on the outside. I just think that he would definitely try to get on the inside and test how strong Bud is. Canelo and that, he's been on record as saying Bud was a smaller fighter. So I'm assuming that if it was to come down to that, he's going to try to see what Bud's power, how does it resonate? Not resonate. How does it reciprocate? You know what I'm saying? How does it reciprocate in the ring? How strong is Bud? Can he muscle him around? We saw Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn came in there big as a house, and Bud, broke him down. I'm curious to see if he can break Canelo down, because Canelo, in my opinion, he's taking some hard shots from fighters. He knows how to roll with punches. Yeah. Canelo, yeah. No credit. Old boy was on something, man. I caught that replay. He was out of pocket on that, no credit. Oh, yeah, man. That dude was out of his mind. Out of his mind. He said, LOL, I forgot W says the aerosexuals can't comprehend. They can comprehend aerosexuals because they say the same thing. That's what they can comprehend. Aerosexuals comprehend aerosexuals. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? They comprehend one another. You know, that's a herd mentality, bro. 21 pounds, I mean, I'm sure Bud can do it, but it would be interesting to see. No one's talking about if he can do it or not. He's already fighting 154. It's not no 21 pounds, man. It's not 21 pounds. I guarantee you he's not nowhere in the 140s right now. He's nowhere in the 140s right now. So it's not no 21 pounds he's gaining. Are y'all really thinking about stuff like he's not at 140s at all. So if he was to have Canelo's fight right now, he wouldn't have to gain no 21 pounds. He'd already be in the 160s, you know, high 150s, 160s already. Al Hammond reminded Charlo that Canelo has 3 fights. Deal. So get those ambitious thoughts out of your head. Hey, Dan, I like how Charlo said he's going to get a rematch with Canelo. He was up here talking that he was going to beat Canelo and he's going to have a rematch by the end of the year. Get out of here. Stop it. Stop it, bro. Stop that. Bud would beat Canelo and Benavidez, would truly test himself against Benavidez as his last night prediction. Let me see. Bud is going to cut Canelo output in half like everyone else. Easy work. I want to see it happen, man. I know it's going to be a battle. I mean, a meeting of the minds, so to speak, when it comes to this combat sport. It's going to be a meeting of the minds, man. It's a very intriguing fight. I love it. I love it. It's a very, very intriguing fight, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about IQ for IQ, from the coaches to the fighters. It's intriguing as hell, man. From the coaches to the fighters, respectable IQ from one to another, fighter to fighter. I mean, that'll be on point, man. Bomac is already proven. You know what I'm saying? Bomac is already proven, man. And that's not distorting the truth, man. Just because it was freaking Spence. You know, he's proven that he knows boxing and he knows how to break down fights and come in there with a solid game plan. A game plan that has options. Okay, remember that. A fight plan that has options. Not just a fight plan and that's it. We're talking about a fight plan that has options, bro. A fight plan that has options. That is the intriguing part about this shit. We just need to get it on paper. Bud would beat Canelo and Benavidez. Would truly test himself against Benavidez as his last fight prediction. Benavidez is not a bigger name than Canelo. You know what I'm saying? He's not a bigger name than Canelo. Right now, Crawford is trying to fight Canelo because, for one, he gets the bag, right? He gets the bag. He gets the legacy of Canelo, putting Canelo as a win on his resume. And you will see whatever fight him and Spence is gonna fight at. Let's just say it's 47. You're gonna see 47, then you're gonna see 68. And then you're gonna see the whole list of belts that fight was for at 168. That's gonna be the beautiful part of it. You know what I'm saying? His last fight, let's just say it's at 47. Let's just say it's at 54. Who gives a fuck? Let's just say it's at 54. You're gonna see 54, and then you're gonna see 68. It's still gonna be a challenge. It's still gonna look good on his portfolio. Do it. Let's go. Bud is gonna cut Canelo output. I read that. Bud walks around at 160. Yeah. He ain't gaining no weight for no 147 just for a Canelo fight. He already up there. Too bad it would never happen. Canelo would not take that fight. Period. You might be right, but I'm going to speak it into as much of existence as possible, man. I'm gonna continue to talk about it because they listen, but they don't want to give us credit when they're listening. They hear us, they listen. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna shoot Canelo this freaking thumbnail I got up here. What did he? I don't. That's when Canelo gonna act like he don't know English again. What are you talking about, Canelo? He want cinnamon bun? No, he's saying, you know, um, this is the Stop Ducking Studio, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Where you produce nothing but fights. Stop ducking the smoke. Crawford versus Canelo, super middleweight undisputed. Let's see it. Let's see it. Period. Let's see it. Team Canelo IQ wasn't working against Bivol. They had no power. Yeah, man. I can tell you that Bivol, he's a very underrated fighter. I can tell you that. And he has great ring generalship. And his boxing IQ is very solid. You know, dude can box. Bivol can box. I'm not gonna lie to you. Bivol can box. He's very underrated as a fighter. People was trying to say he need to move down to 168, you know, to do this and that because Canelo can't. He don't have to do shit, man. They always just want to accommodate Canelo with everything. If Canelo chose to go up there to 175 and lost, why does Canelo has to be accommodated for him moving up to 75, taking the L, and then having Bivol come down to 168? Why? You chose to go up there. You didn't get it done. What's the problem? No credit said IQ will play the factor. Canelo has never, and I mean never, KO any small league fighter. So I see that fight going 12 with Canelo getting dropped at 1-2 times for the first time. Damn. He got Canelo goddamn getting dropped. Not just one, but dos. Uno, dos. Uno y dos. Oh my God. That puts some intrigue. Suspense in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If Bud can go in there and be the first man to drop Canelo, that'd be incredible. You know what I'm saying? That's only more climax to the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of drama when you speak Bud and Canelo because people respect their coaches and the fighters on both sides of the spectrum. They respect them. They know it's going to be a dangerous fight for Canelo. They're going to be a dangerous fight. It's going to be a dangerous fight for both fighters, man. But more so when it comes to Canelo, people are expecting you to perform at a higher level and treat Bud like he don't supposed to be there. If you're unable to treat Bud like he doesn't supposed to be there, you know you're the one gonna look the worse for wear. They're gonna be commentating and say, "Oh, I never seen this happening with Canelo Alvarez." I'm gonna be honest. I never seen anyone do him like Bud Crawford is doing him tonight. It kind of take us back to that day there, John. And what day are you talking about? July 29th. This is turning into a whole all over again, another massacre. I don't know if Bud Crawford is legal to even fight anymore. He does these fighters so dirty, so violent. The infliction that oh my God. John, go tell Harvey Doc to stop the fight, man. This is criminal. We need to get Bud Crawford down to the interrogation room and see what's going on. Is he human? Is he a clone? Is he drinking vibranium? What is going on here? How can you go in here and beat up Canelo Alvarez like that? No, I'm not believing it. This guy isn't that good. Omaha don't produce boxers like that. You know, they're going to be like all on that shit, man. They're going to be like, man, No. John, no. Well, yes, Harry. I'm saying it, Harry. Something's terribly wrong here. I've never seen Canelo. Is that even the right Canelo? Does he look a little odd to you? Is that a clone? Because you know back then they were saying that Errol Spence was a clone on July 29th. It's just Canelo a clone because Bud is beating him up just like he did Spence. So is it any way that Bud Crawford can have beat the ass of two clones? I'm telling you, Bud had them motherfucking second guessing the night. You know what I'm saying? They'd be second guessing the night, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely a sad occasion and will probably be a conclusion to the professional career of Canelo Alvarez. They have mentioned all these dark secrets of Terrence Bud Crawford. and what they haven't been able to see while he was competing. But tonight, I think we've seen tools that we would rather him kept in the vault and never ever used in his boxing career. This is vicious. Whew. Do you agree, John? Harry, what about you? You agree? Is this not one of the most vicious fights you've seen of a boxer who is moving up several weight classes? Wasn't supposed to be this competitive. And to see it play out the way it did, oh my God. I'm going to have me one fine ball of wine after this. I'm telling you, this is going to be heavy on my mind. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be something special. It's going to be something special for real. It's going to be something special, y'all. We just have to continue to talk it up. Not everybody's going to talk up the fight. You know, you have the doubters. You have those that don't want to talk about that. You know, they'll rather see the same boxing talk on stories that's created on shit that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Fights that they want to talk about that really nobody care about. I mean, real talk. I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Bud is going to counterpunch Canelo accent away. Hey, man, I think it's going to be one of those drama-filled fights if it ever happened. I don't foresee Canelo going out letting Bud get 37, 38 years old without accepting the challenge. All he has to do is accept the challenge, man. And then it's on and popping. It's on and popping. God damn, it's on and popping. He just out the money's gonna be there. They're gonna make the money. The money's gonna be there. I don't know how the money's gonna get there, but god damn it, the money is gonna be there for Canelo. And I'm pretty sure Bud is gonna make, you know, a pretty good amount of money himself. Maybe the most in his career. We don't know. Like the question was asked when Mr. Golden was on here previously. Does you know the Showtime? Is this fight happening in December? Because it was said that they're both in training camp. So if by chance that's the case, if it doesn't happen this year and Showtime's supposed to be dissolving, what happens to the contracts? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna definitely try to find out that information tomorrow. What happens to the contract if Showtime is the financier of this fight and the contract is with them? I'm curious to know about that. I'm curious to know if it dissolves. I doubt they would have signed up, right? Because like my response was to what Mr. Golden said was, why would they sign the contract and say that the fight had to happen this year? Also knowing that Showtime was dissolving because information came out about, you know, the situation that happened with the president of Showtime or whatever stepping down. It was already problems in paradise. Okay. So they already knew this was going to be on the horizon. That's probably why I said the shit had to happen this year. Now, if by chance that's not the case, it gets very interesting. Seriously, it gets very interesting as to how they're going to make this fight happen. That's all. It's going to get very interesting, man. But I think for sure this fight is going down this year. They're just not talking about it. It's already October, man. You know what I'm saying? When is the fight going to take place? When? Stop playing with us, man. When are we going to see this thrashing part 2? We need to get the aerosexuals back active talking about Bud, goddammit. I don't want them to take a day off. I want them to continue to put that labor. Don't stray away now, goddammit. Put that labor back in. Start freaking ramping back up the freaking attention. Canelo probably made like 60 to 70 million and Bud 40 to 45. Damn, that's some good numbers right there. That's some good numbers. I ain't gonna lie, that shit sound good to me. I don't really get into the numbers game because it's never spot on with the numbers. But hey, what's going on, Tyree? Shout out to the ones on the night shift, man. You know what I'm saying? Go get that Monday. Yes, sir. I know what them night shifts are like. I ain't gonna lie to you, shout it for real. You know what I'm saying? Go make that living. Real talk. I know what the night shifts are like. I used to love going out there trying to watch the sun come up. Shit, I'm ready to go. I ain't never ate so much junk in my life. Nigga be trying to goddamn stay awake to that circadian rhythm, goddamn calibrate itself. You know, I get on the right freaking shift. For real, that junk ain't no joke. But what I was gonna say, outside of that, what was I gonna say? On the Brian Norman Jr. Quentin Randall is supposed to be on the Shakur Stevenson and Edwin De Los Santos undercard. Brian Norman Jr. and Quentin Randall. That fight's gonna be fire, y'all. That fight's gonna be fire. I'm not gonna lie. Quentin had mentioned to me a good while ago that he wanted to fight Brian Norman, but you know, I guess it wasn't correct time for him to venture into calling him out. But I guess, you know, he had to fight. He got it over with. Now it's free. But he told me, you know, I got his number. I interviewed Quentin back when he fought on Triller, man. You know, I be in these boxing streets, man. I talked to him, good dude. You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman Jr., good dude. It's two good guys at the end of the day that's gonna have to settle the score, because Quentin the one called out Brian Norman. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about fighting on TV, it gives you exposure. Whether it's good exposure, bad exposure. In this case, Norman was good exposure because he gets a fight. You know what I'm saying? He gets a fight. I mean, both fighters are undefeated. Y'all keep your eyes out. Both fighters are undefeated, two black fighters. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's been trash talk from both sides. I like it, man. I'm definitely going to be talking up this fight. I'm definitely going to try to put, you know, inject some freaking intrigue to it, you know, get people tuned in and shit like that. That's going to be nasty. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? I know, you know, like I was on here talking about, you know, the tank and sparring session, and you know, all the sparring, it's just sparring, and the fights on TV. I mean, you dealing with a country strong type youngin, man. Brian Norman is young, so he can go in here and goddamn unload them heavy freaking cannons and shit and reload. You know what I'm saying? Quinn, he's a tough fighter. We're gonna see how it plays out, man. Real talk. We're gonna just see how it plays out at the end of the day. Because I know the assassin, man, his mentality is to go in there, seek and destroy. You know what I'm saying? That's just 3 words: seek and destroy. That's his mentality, bro. That's his mentality. Him and his pops don't give a damn about no easy, you know, tiptoe your way in. They don't care about none of that shit, bro. They all about going in there, dropping bombs over bad dag on your ass, coming in there with grenades with no pin in them. Oh, let me frag the place out. You know, that Quentin Randall fight is gonna be Brian Norman, Quentin Randall, man. Stay tuned for that. That shit popping off next month. That shit right there is gonna be on point, and it's gonna be in Vegas too. Man, that's gonna be some good freaking back and forth verbal sparring. They're gonna be talking their shit. I know people gonna be standing in between them, and look, his pop's gonna be there too. You can guarantee it's gonna be shit talking. If Senior's there, it's guaranteed it's gonna be motherfucking trash talking, bro. It ain't no goddamn trying to figure this shit out. It gonna be some motherfucking professional trash talking, because his dad used to be a boxer. It's gonna be interesting. I'm telling y'all, stay close to that fight, man. That fight right there is gonna be dynamite. Real talk. That shit right there is gonna be fireworks. Somebody getting stopped. I'm telling you, it's if it's anywhere. Look. He say he's gonna meet Brian Norman's energy. He coming there with that energy and knocking out. He's gonna meet that energy. People, you know, will talk about Brian Norman sparring Bud Crawford and how he landed the punch and wobble him, had on wobble legs, and then how the rest of the sparring match went when he was dropping bombs on Bud. Hey, that stuff happened, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it happened. He didn't drop Bud, but he came in there and he wasn't playing around. And the crazy part about it is that Quinn was there at the sparring session. He was there that day. He's seeing what went on. But he feels right now that he wants to fight Norman Jr. And a lot of people is going to find out this is a very good fight. Why? Because they're going to be trash talking. They both undefeated. Norman has more experience, so to speak, and he's fought on TV. And also I can say Quinn Randall's fought on TV too. All I can say is ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee. That shit gonna be nasty. That shit gonna be nasty, bro. Canelo might be a jive turkey. So close to Thanksgiving. I see your wordplay there, Carlos. But I couldn't even crack a smile with that, man. Come on, man. You got better humor than that, Carlos. Come on, man. Come on, dog. Canelo can't be a jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving. I see the wordplay, man. It didn't hit me with the you know what I'm saying, like Frank Moore. It didn't give me the all it had to have is a little bit What was that? What? That's all it need for the jive turkey and Thanksgiving. That's all it need to hit for the wordplay to hit correctly. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I got to bounce, man. I'll be on here tomorrow for real. But y'all hold it down, man. Tell Canelo Alvarez to stop ducking, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stop ducking. You already on record saying you'll fight Spence at 160. Stop ducking, Crawford. Give that man what he needs, and that is 168. Crawford is trying to go for the undisputed titles. For those of you that's unable to comprehend how that works, he wants the undisputed at 68 to become 3-time. You know what I'm saying? That's his mindset. That's where he at with it. You know what I'm saying? He wants the belts at 68. You know what I'm saying? Till next time, man, y'all hold it down. Peace. And shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, A-Side official. Better believe it, I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back